All right, first day in the shop in a while. So I'm not going to be working on the car today because, it's a crappy rainy day and I've only got a little bit of time to work out here. So today I'm going to clean up the ski rack set that I built. I built this system for my truck. I've got a Nissan Frontier pickup, and I bent up these uprights, which they bolt into the Utilitrack system on my truck with this little hardware that I made there, and then these crossbars, this crossbar here, bolts in between those, and then I can attach the ski racks. I've also got some bicycle racks that I can put on there and carry 3 bikes on top of the bed of my truck, over the tonneau cover, which then allows me to still store stuff in the bed of the truck while I haul stuff on top of the bed. I made these probably 2 years ago, and I was supposed to paint them, prime them, paint them. I was going to coat them in bed liner and try and keep them from rusting, but instead I got in a hurry and decided to use them, and you can see they're completely rusty to hell. I picked up these Yakima ski racks off of Kijiji. I think normally they cost, a couple $100. Picked them up for 25, I think. But you just lay your skis in there and clamp them down. I made up these brackets here that allow you to bolt it to the crossbars. Just some little stuff there. But anyway, I'm going to knock the rust off of it and give it some paint. Try and clean it up a bit. I know my welds here were pretty ugly. I was trying to run a bead whenever I really should have just been spot welding it. But anyway, it's got a nut on the inside of it there, so it bolts right through this guy here, and it sets flush like that, and the bolt goes in there, and it works really, really well. Super sturdy. I'm very, very impressed with it. But let's get these babies cleaned up. Well, that looks a lot better. Knock the rust off these guys. Wire wheel, the original rust evaporator. Alright, a little quality time with the grinder, and got these welds all cleaned up pretty good. All on there. Look pretty decent. Here's how the crossbar looks with the uprights attached to it. As I was going through this, I don't like how square and sharp these corners are, so I decided that I want to knock those down. And I'll show you. I've done one of them, and see how it's got this nice rounded finished look to it. I think that looks a lot better than those square corners, as well as it should hold paint a lot better. Now what I'm doing to ensure that I get a nice, even, clean radius on all of them is I'm clamping a washer to it, to the bracket, and then I'm using this square here to make sure that I'm right up in the corner in there. And that's making sure that that washer is even and flush with the edges, so that I don't end up having a lip or a gap there. It's working pretty good. Okay, I got the corners rounded off on all of them. See if I can get that a little. There we go. That's a lot better, but yeah, it looks good. Now I'm going over it with a 36 grit on a roll lock to clean them up and knock off the sharp edges along the sides, the sharp corners, and hopefully the paint will stick to them a little bit better this time. And we can get them all cleaned up, blasted up, and spray some paint soon. Okay, got them all cleaned up and blasted up and hung up and wiped down with some acetone. And I'm going to throw a couple coats of primer on them. Okay, I got the crossbars and the uprights and the ski rack holders, ski rack brackets, all blasted up, cleaned up, and primered. And now I'll let them cure for a couple days, and then I'll spray them with bed liner, and then she'll be done. After a couple of coats of easy liner, they're starting to look good. And we'll be ready to put her on the truck soon. All right, we got the bed liner sprayed on this stuff. It's had time to dry. Now we're going to do a little bit of pre-assembly. The bed liner turned out pretty good, if you can see that. Not bad at all. We'll see how durable it is and how well it repels the rust. There we go. We got the ski racks pre-assembled and attached to the crossbars. We got the holder nuts here on the uprights. And maybe tomorrow at lunch I'll throw this thing on the truck and we'll see how it looks. Here we go, 2014 Nissan Frontier pickup truck with a soft tonneau cover. Folds over 3 times here, like so. And then as well the Utilitrack system inside here, which you can tie stuff down to. And that's where the rack is going to mount. And the purpose of the rack is to go around the tonneau cover so that I can still use the tonneau cover and carry skis or bikes on top of it. Okay, now that we got the cleats off of the sides, first thing we got to do is slide the uprights in here, and they go in just like so. Oops, sorry. Go in just like so, and then slide all the way down to where they sit up in here. Okay, got the uprights, I think, where I want them. I can always move them if I see fit. And I can fold the tonneau back down and put on the crossbars. And just like that, I got the ski racks on here. And I probably want to move that front crossbar up a little bit. But as you can see, it works pretty good. Still able to use the tonneau cover, still able to get into the trunk or into the bed of the pickup here. Store stuff in there, skis up there. I've also got bike racks that go on top of this as well. And it works pretty dang good.